Hello and welcome back to the course on Tableau. And today we're talking about errors that you can get in maps. And we're talking about some specific errors which are related to data. So let's have a look at that. Here we've got the chart that we created last time, and this is for the number of personal vehicles sold in different regions. Now we're going to go back to the data source, and here you can see that we've got different regions which are not recognized as a geographical location, doesn't have this globe here, because they are kind of selected by us or by the person who was creating this data source, so they're very specific. But at the same time, the countries are recognized as a geographical location because you can see this globe here. So we're going to take advantage of that and create a map. So let's just create a new worksheet. Maybe this one we'll call something like relative cars sold. And this one we will call map. Okay, we're going to take country, and as we're used to, we'll just drag it onto our worksheet. And right away, we've got a map that came up. And what we can do now is we will take vehicles sold and drag it into color. And so now our map is colored based on the number of vehicles sold. And let's not forget, right away with these, with time series data, when we're working with it, we have to remember that if we're not visualizing the time series, we have to filter by it. So we'll take year and put it into a filter, and maybe let's just select 2005. Okay, and we'll bring up a filter. So show quick filter. We obviously don't need all anymore, and we'll just have a sliding scale, so we can only select 1 year. Okay, that's great. But now have a look here at the bottom of the map. You can see here 6 unknown. What does that mean? What does 6 unknowns mean? Well, let's click on it, and it'll come up. Here it says that there are 6 values that have unknown geographic locations. What do you want to do? You can edit locations, you can filter the data, or you can show data at default position. So I don't recommend data at default position. A filter data, that just means kind of exclude these values that are not recognized. So we'll Control Z that because we don't want to exclude them right away. We want to see if we can fix the error. So here, just go ahead and click edit locations. And right away at the top, you can see the 6 locations that have not been identified. So let's go ahead and fix them up. So Burkina, why has it not been identified? Well, let's try typing in Burkina and see what Tableau has. Tableau has Burkina Faso. So let's click Burkina Faso and click OK. And as you can see there, somewhere there, Burkina has come up. So it wasn't there. So if I press Ctrl Z, it's not there because it's not recognized. Now it has come up because Tableau knows where to put it. And it's displaying the name that we have in the data, Burkina, but he knows, Tableau now knows that this location is actually geocoded to the one we've selected. All right, so let's go for the next one. Let's skip Congo for now. Let's go to Kazakhstan. As you can see here, it's kind of misspelled, so it's actually Kazakhstan. Oops. So there's an H in there. So we select that, and you will see this bit over here will come up. So we'll click OK. And as you can see, Kazakhstan has been recognized. That's great. So as we're slowly fixing up our map. Obviously, Switzerland plus FL should be just Switzerland. And Tahiti in Tableau is French Polynesia. And then Turkmenistan, there is an R in the word. Turk. You see, these are like data errors that you might not pick up right away in your data preparation phase. So now you'll see all of these up here. So there you go. There's Turkmenistan, Switzerland appeared somewhere here, and French Polynesia. I'm not really sure where to find it right now. But anyway, so let's go back to the unknowns. Here you can see we've got Congo, and it's unrecognized. And if we start typing in Congo, there's 2 types of Congos, Brazzaville and the other one, Kinshasa. And we, like right now, I don't know which Congo this data refers to. So I can either investigate and find out where which Congo is the correct one. Or if you don't have time, or you don't really mind not having this element of data in your visualization, you can just cancel that, and this one unknown, you can filter the data and just not have it at all. So, you know, you can see that there's no Congo illustrated on the map. And Yeah, that's the other way of doing it, but I do encourage you to first check if you can fix up the data. Sometimes, like we don't have an example of this right now, but sometimes you will find that, say if you're dealing with cities, and just say you're dealing with cities in one country, in the US, for instance, and you drag them onto the map and you find that nothing is shown on the map. Well, that's because you need to tell Tableau that you are dealing with the US. So if you have a field for US, then you just create a hierarchy as we used to do, and that way everything will be fine. Or if there is no field for the US, then in map here you can when you're adding a location, you can just specify your actual country. So you don't have to. You'll see how to do that. Tableau will actually prompt you here and allow you to specify the country you're working with. So if you're working with the US, you just specify US, and then it'll recognize the cities. And that is because some cities are duplicated in different countries. So there's a Moscow in Russia, and there's a Moscow in the US, and there's a Sydney in Australia, and I think there's another Sydney in the US, and or Newcastle, there's one in Australia, and there's one in the UK. So Tableau needs to know which country it's dealing with. It can't only go by the city or the state. So sometimes you have to supply that additional information if it's not in your data and the hierarchy hasn't been created. Okay, so that's what we've done. What I wanted to show you here is that if you click through these years, you can see how the number of cars sold is changing throughout our map. And it'd be really cool to see this as a visualization. So if you're interested in, really cool to see this as an animation. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. I do have an advanced course on Tableau. So if you're interested in things like animations and more advanced topics on Tableau, make sure to check that out, and that'll help you take your Tableau skills to a Jedi level. But that's all for us for today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, happy analyzing.